All right, let's get right into it. We all know that volunteers are the absolute lifeblood of any nonprofit. They're the engine behind the mission. But what happens when the very systems you have in place to manage them are actually dragging the whole organization down? Well, that's the volunteer management trap, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
To really get a sense of what's at stake here, let's start with a number, $31.80. According to the latest data, that's the national value of just one single hour of a volunteer's time. So every hour someone gives you for free is a huge, direct contribution. Volunteers aren't just nice to have, they are, without a doubt, one of the most valuable assets you've got.
So you got to ask, right? If your volunteers are this valuable, why are so many organizations still managing them with total chaos? You know what I'm talking about? Messy text chains, tangled spreadsheets, and those old-school paper sign-in sheets? That disconnect, it's huge, and it is costing organizations big time. And this disconnect leads us right to something we can call the volunteer value paradox. It's this strange gap between the incredible value volunteers bring to the table and the inefficient, often stressful way they're managed. Believe it or not, the American Psychological Association actually has a term for this kind of thing, the pressure paradox. It's what happens when you have incredibly motivated people, like your volunteers and your nonprofit staff, who are constantly being undermined by clunky, frustrating, manual processes. And look, this isn't just about wasting time. This is a major reason for burnout and what can become a really toxic work environment. So what is the real cost of all this chaos? I'll tell you, it goes way beyond just feeling frustrated. Sticking with business as usual has some very real, very measurable consequences for your mission.
Get ready for this one, 60%. That's how much of a volunteer coordinator's precious time can get completely eaten up by what you could call a cleanup tax. You know the drill, wasting time trying to read messy handwriting, fixing errors in spreadsheets, and chasing people down for information that should have been collected automatically. It's mind-numbing stuff. And when you add all that wasted time up, the impact is staggering. Organizations are losing up to 15 hours every single week. That's almost 2 full workdays. Just imagine what you could be doing with that time. Time that should be spent serving your community, but instead, it's just lost to administrative friction.
And honestly, it gets even worse. Gartner research found that because of these scattered manual systems, a shocking 97% of an organization's data just sits there, completely unused. Think about all that valuable info, like who your most dedicated volunteers are, or which days you need the most help. It's all there, but it's buried, impossible to use strategically.
But you know, at the end of the day, this isn't just about lost hours or lost data. It's about your people. This constant administrative burden is a direct line to staff burnout. It creates this frustrating cycle where amazing, passionate people get worn down by terrible processes. But here's the good news. There is absolutely a way out of this trap. And the solution isn't about asking your dedicated staff to somehow work even harder. It's about finally giving them the right tools so they can start working smarter. It's a total strategic shift in how you operate.
Okay, just look at this comparison for a second. On the left, you've got the manual mayhem we've been talking about, the chaos. But on the right, you see the alternative, a centralized software solution that brings order, automation, and security to the whole process. The difference, it's truly night and day.
So what does this transformation actually look like on the ground? Well, it really boils down to 3 core game-changing improvements.
The path forward is pretty clear. First, you move from chaos to clarity in all your scheduling. Second, you close those dangerous and risky compliance gaps. And third, you make it incredibly easy to prove your impact to the people who write the checks. So let's talk clarity. A centralized system gets rid of the spreadsheet nightmare once and for all. But more than that, it empowers your volunteers. It lets them see open shifts and sign themselves up for what works for their schedule. When you respect their time like that, guess what happens? Your no-show rates plummet. Next up, compliance. And this is a big one, especially if you're working with vulnerable populations. Trying to track this stuff by hand is just asking for trouble. The right platform automates all of it. It tracks background checks, certifications, you name it, making sure you are 100% compliant before a single volunteer ever steps on site. It's all about taking that risk off the table and protecting everyone involved. And finally, proving your impact. Funders want to see results. They want to see the numbers. Well, volunteer scheduling software automatically takes all that raw attendance data and turns it into clear, powerful reports. It gives you the exact analytics you need to tell a compelling story in your next grant application.
So when you put all these pieces together, something pretty amazing happens. You stop spending all your energy just managing chaos, and you start reclaiming your mission. The focus shifts from those awful administrative headaches right back to where it belongs, the community you're there to serve.
And the potential payoff here? It's huge. We're talking about a potential boost in operational efficiency of up to 85%. I mean, just pause for a second and think about that. What could your organization do with that kind of improvement to its reach and impact?
And listen, this isn't some far-off fantasy. It's exactly what platforms like Hibox are designed to do. They automate the heavy lifting, the scheduling, the compliance, the reporting. This frees up your coordinators from being chained to their spreadsheets and gets them back into the community, building those crucial relationships and driving your mission forward.
So, we'll end right back where we started, talking about time. We saw how organizations are losing up to 15 hours every single week to this administrative chaos. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What could your mission achieve with that time back? What new programs could you start? How many more people could you help? The potential is just immense.